I certainly do something that would benefit my current struggling fantasy teams. That's what I would do. I would do something to cheat on my own behalf.
I'm Alan Cislowski, here with RotoWire managing editor Chris Liss. Let's talk about a hot topic in baseball and how it might affect fantasy baseball, rule changes. Chris, what are the unintended consequences and maybe the benefits of robot umpires?
I'm not a big fan of robot umpires because I'm not sure it solves the problem. It'll solve the problem of Angel Hernandez calling a ball that's outside of the strike zone a strike, but they will game the robot umpires because there'll be certain criteria that the robot umps use, where the ball crosses the plate, maybe if you can get it a little bit late, and they'll start gaming that, and then they're gonna have to try to fix that. And I don't know, in some ways, the human element comes with a certain amount of error, but it doesn't come with catastrophic error unless it's like a truly inept ump behind the plate. So I think one of the unintended consequences is they will game that, and there might be some sort of deficiency or weakness in how it calls it, and the teams will quickly figure that out and exploit it.
Where do you stand on limiting defensive shifts, pickoff attempts, bigger bases?
I don't think you should have bigger bases. That's kind of weird. The defensive shifts, my instinct is like leave it alone. Put everyone between first and have 10 people between 9 people between first and second base. Who cares? If they want to do it like that, do it like that. But then in the NBA, there's the 3 seconds rule and things like that. So when they realize the game is better with certain seemingly arbitrary limits to what you can do on the field, I guess I could consider it. It's not a problem for me. I kind of think it's cool, but maybe they feel it's making balls in play even less likely to become hits. And then everybody's just swinging for the fences or trying to walk. And the 3 true outcomes where it's strikeout, walk, or home run, I think that's what people don't like about baseball.
In the Independent Atlantic League, they are experimenting with certain rule changes, limiting teams to use the designated hitter when only the starting pitcher is in. Where do you stand on that?
Okay, so basically the DH is the pitcher's hitting slot. So if the DH is batting cleanup, then the pitcher's batting cleanup, but he never has to hit because he's got a DH hitting for him. But as soon as he leaves the game, the pitcher that replaces him is now the cleanup hitter for the team. Of course, they could pinch hit for that pitcher, but then they have to remove him. So that would be the rule. That seems like something on the margins to me. I don't think that's not a needle mover for me. They can do that or not do that. I don't think that would be a huge difference.
How about lengthening the distance between home plate and the pitcher's rubber by 1 foot? They're experimenting with that now.
So I just read something on this, coincidentally. I didn't know you were going to ask me this. I just read something on Twitter. And apparently, if a guy's throwing 93 or something like that from 60.5, which is the current distance, and they move it to 61.5, the amount of time, the extra time it takes to go that extra foot is as though the pitch is traveling 91.3 miles per hour instead of 93 miles per hour. So you're throwing 93. Well, now the hitter is looking at it as though you're throwing 91.3. That should be an advantage to the hitters, right? Now, I think that they were proposing this because batting average across the league is about 235. It's really low. It's only a couple of weeks. It's been cold weather. People in first month of the year. But the sample isn't just, one team or one hitter. It's, the whole league. So it's getting decent sized. I don't think any of this is necessary, but I don't think it's bad for them to experiment on the minor leagues and see if it, is a more watchable game. There's more hitability, there's more hitting. I think what they really want is there's too many 3 true outcomes: home run, walk, strikeout. There's no action. The other 8 players behind the pitcher do nothing. Catcher throws it back to the pitcher, but the other 8 players do nothing. Defense, base running plays at the plate, all these exciting dynamic plays go away when there's 3 true outcomes. So I think probably what baseball's trying to do is make more balls in play. And for that, they need the batters to have more success, getting rid of the shift, having more, make it more hittable. And then they also, since they, the ball is going with bigger exit velocity, but it doesn't carry as much this year and there's fewer home runs so far, it might be that, I don't know if that's kept up, but at least the first week and a half that was the case. It might be that they're also trying to have fewer home runs, so there's more balls in play, more plays in the outfield.
The commissioner of baseball said to you, Chris, you could make one rule change tomorrow and we would implement it. What would you do to improve the game?
That's a good question. I wish I thought that through because I probably would have an answer. I certainly do something that would benefit my current struggling fantasy teams. That's what I would do. I would do something to cheat on my own behalf. I think I'd move like the fences on the hitters I have the team I have the most hitters on, and just put them right behind the infield, so I get a home run every time they got the ball in the air.
Try RotoWire today, free for 10 days. Get our premium tools, rankings, analysis, and breaking news alerts. No credit card required. Go to rotowire.com/try.